Hello, this is Noah from MakerState. In this video, we're going to be building a modular spaceship, which is going to have three constraints of having a solar panel, drill modules, and a storage module. We're going to start by creating the base of our spaceship, which is going to start with a box. All the other aspects of the spaceship will be built on top of this, so we want to lie it flat so that we can create the wings and the body of the spaceship. Our wings will be built out of wedges, which we're going to reposition and angle so they come off of this body of the spaceship and have them on both sides duplicated and flipped. We're going to adjust the height of the wings and add more to the body of the spaceship itself using another box, which we're going to match to the height of the wings. To create the upper of the ship, we're going to use one wedge, which is going to ramp down towards the front of our ship, and another wedge facing the opposite way. This opposite wedge could be thought of as the command center viewpoint from our ship. To create that contrast, we're going to make the wedge blue. We're going to make sure that these wedges are aligned and symmetrical in the body of our ship, and we're going to add one last wedge that's going to be the back fin of our main cruiser. Finally, we're going to group the shapes together and set it to multicolor and have our main cruiser of the ship, which we're now going to create the modules for. Our first module is going to be the solar panel, which we're going to start with a box and use 3 wedges to create the solar panels. We're going to create our first panel, which we're going to color gray and then duplicate twice to create the other solar panels. And then we're going to group that together and set it to multicolor. Now we're going to create a wedge for the solar panel to be attached to, which we're going to drag up and then rotate the solar panel to fit onto its wedge. Once we've configured that, we'll group it together and then move it to our cruiser and attach it to the back fin, and then we'll finally group that all together and have our first module attached to the cruiser. Now we're going to create the drill component, which we're going to use a cone rotated 90 degrees and then conjoined with a cylinder, which will also be rotated 90 degrees. These will be fit together and then resized so we can have more of a pointy and long drill. We're going to resize the cylinder so its circular face is greater and bigger than the cones. We want to drag the cone into it to create a more dimensional, symmetrical look, and we can even turn the cylinder into a hole to see how it fits in. Once it aligns as we'd like, we can do our final tweaks and recolor the cone and the cylinder to create the drill that fits in with our cruiser. We are going to group it and make it multicolor, and then create the arm with a box which will attach the cone to the rest of the spaceship cruiser. There's no exact right way to do it, so there's different configurations you can do, and you can try out different design techniques. One design technique we're going to do is create a duplicate of the drill and have it on the other side so our cruiser has 2 drills. We're going to flip the duplicate, which we've copied and pasted, and reposition it. Now we want to position both of the drills so they're a little closer to the body of the cruiser, giving a little more symmetry to the whole build. The final modular component we're going to add to our spaceship is the adjoining storage ship. This will be created from a box, which we're going to drag a little wider. We'll then build an engine on the back, which we're going to use starting with a cylinder, which we're going to rotate 90 degrees, and then we're going to add a tube, which will act as the back of the engine. We're going to rotate that 90 degrees and then change the bevel controls to give it a more circular shape. When we drag it out, we've completely changed the shape of the tube, and we're going to attach that to the cylinder, which is going to create the storage ship's engine. To make it look a little more like a spaceship, we're going to add a wedge to the top, and we're going to change the color of the tube to finalize our storage ship. Now we have our cruiser, storage ship, drill module, and solar panel, a complete modular spaceship.